Welcome back to another episode of Wrestle Capsule, where you're going to be getting your weekly dose of pro wrestling talk. And I'm your host, B. So welcome back to the show. So I did watch Dynamite on Tuesday, Title Tuesday, and there are some things that I'm going to be highlighting for you guys in this episode. Some things I want to talk to you guys about. And one of the things I want to start off with is the first match of the night, which was for the AEW World Trios Championship. So it was a match between champions Death Triangle versus Best Friends in Orange Cassidy. What did I think about this match? I enjoyed it. Honestly, anytime Best Friends and Death Triangle have a match, it's always going to be good. It's always going to be fast paced, like super back to back counters, and this match was no different. It was so funny seeing Orange Cassidy come out, and he's the All-Atlantic champion now. Him coming out with a book bag with the championship belt in said book bag. It was so funny. It just adds to his gimmick of just like not like he cares that he's champion, but he's not acting any different. And a part of me really loves that because he ain't acting all brand new. So that was funny. So I love these two groups. I feel like Pac is starting to slowly but surely crack, because we all know Pac is such a talented wrestler, and when he is in the ring, he's so ruthless. And the fact that he is continuing to cheat more and more in his matches, especially when it comes to Orange Cassidy, is crazy. Like when Pac cheated last time he had his match with Orange Cassidy for the All-Atlantic Championship, he got the bell hammer and was trying to hit Orange with it, and then he ended up losing that night. And then a similar thing is happening, except Death Triangle did retain the trios belts, but he's getting so desperate now that he's trying to cheat in order to win when he doesn't need to do that. And even Lucha Bros were telling him, like, at the end of the match, like, yo, dude, you don't have to do that. Like, we don't need to cheat in order to win. And Death Triangle retained the belt. So I'm like, Pac need to chill out. I wonder if this whole cheating thing that Pac's doing is going to continue, because if it does, especially when it comes to the trios matches that he's going to be having with Lucha Bros, I'm wondering if it's going to add and bring some tension to the group, because that's not what the Lucha Bros do. Like, they don't need to do that junk, and neither does Pac. So I don't know if he's feeling insecure because he lost the belt. Like, I don't know, but we're going to see where this goes. So with the AEW Interim Women's World Championship match between champion Toni Storm and Hikaru Shida, it was great to see them in a match, even though I was a little bit confused as to why Toni was defending her belt against Hikaru Shida. Like, where is the build up? But either way, I'm moving past that. Overall, the match was good, even with them being friends and former tag team partners. Like, they were not acting like they were partners. They were in there gunning for that championship belt. Like, they still had that level of respect, which is great, but there was no taking it easy on anybody. And Shida definitely had some really good near fall scores on Toni, but Toni is not trying to lose that belt anytime soon at all. Like she's holding on to that championship for dear life. And Storm was able to retain the belt with a Storm 0 and pin Hikaru Shida for the 1, 2, 3. So that was cool. But what happened after the match was really interesting, because after Toni Storm retained the belt, Jamie Hayter and Rebel came out of nowhere, started attacking Toni Storm because they got beef, especially Jamie Hayter. So those two are just freaking him up in the ring, and of course Rebel has her freaking crutch. I'm just like, what? Whatever. Then Britt Baker comes out and she's going to the ring. And even before she gets to the ring, then you hear Saraya's music come on, and then she comes out. And then Britt Baker and Saraya just start brawling out on ringside. So it's just a whole bunch of chaos. And mind you, as Saraya and Britt Baker are fighting on ringside, Rebel and Jamie Hayter are still beating up Toni Storm in the ring. So we need some help here. When I heard Rio's song come on, I got so excited. Like, I fangirled for a quick second. I marked out. I gotta tell you guys might not know this about me because I haven't had a chance to talk about her on my show, but I love Riho. Like, she is one of my favorite AEW women's world champions. Like, Riho she's so tiny, but she's so good. Like, she's so good. So having her come out and start beating up Rebel, she like drop kicked the freak out of Rebel, and then she attacked JB Hayter. Like, that little woman can move. So to see Riho back at AEW was so good. I was so excited. So I can't wait to see her back in some matches. Guys, I gotta talk to you about this whole MJF and William Regal promo that happened on Tuesday. When I tell you, this was the best segment of the night, hands down. MJF is talking about him having his WWE tryouts and how, like, just talking about his first encounters with William Regal and how essentially William crushed his dreams in an email, like led him on thinking that he was eventually going to become a WWE superstar that he believed him in, only for him to be like, basically, stop wasting my time. And I'm just like, the emotion that was behind MJF, like there were times where he's like getting choked up. Like, I'm just like, he's such a great actor. Like, some of this stuff has to really be coming from some real inner rooted insecurities that MJF has. And I've said this on other Dynamite episodes I've done where MJF is showing this complexity of his character, like this vulnerability, but also this heel villain aspect of him, both of them like going back and forth, trying to figure out which one is more dominant in MJF. So that was so good. So MJF's promo was crazy, and what was even more insane was there were so many people backing MJF when he was doing his promo at William Regal, and people in the crowd being like this, like, you effed up to William Regal. And I'm just like, oh shoot, now he's really looking like the villain. Only for William Regal to clap back and to talk about, like, if my email was the thing that made you push, that made you get to this point, that's what it took, then you had a lot easier than I did, sunshine. And I'm just like, then he starts talking about what he had to do when he was 16. He was trying to get into pro wrestling, and the blood and the sweat and the tears and everything that he had to go through. And his clapback was so like, it stopped all that you effed up chant. Like, everyone started getting behind William Regal and seeing how soft MJF really is, and how he is so like back and forth with his stuff, and how he cheats his way and cuts corners in order to get what he wants. And I'm just like, dang, William, like, that was an amazing turn. I was not expecting William Regal to come out like that, to the point where you looking at MJF like, yo, dude, like, he got a point. He got a real point. William Regal definitely took MJF to school. He took him to school, elementary, middle, high school, and college. William was just like, you don't have what it takes. You don't have it. Like, you got to get there. You don't have what it takes. I'm just like, these are some mind F games. Like, these are some serious mind games that William Regal is playing with MJF. Like, William Regal is literally living rent free in MJF's mind. After all this time, Jade Cargill still does not have her TBS championship. Like, I don't know what's going on. The baddies apparently cannot find Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose then appointed herself as the new TBS champion. Then stole the girl's belt, and she can't seem to find Nyla. I wonder where she is. So this whole situation, at first I thought it was a hot mess, and I was irritated by it. And I was just like, this is stupid. But after thinking, it's very entertaining, and Nyla Rose is so funny on the mic. She's hilarious on the mic, and I feel like this whole situation of Nyla Rose hijacking Jade Cargill's belt is entertaining, but I feel like this is more entertaining than Jade Cargill actually having the TBS championship, which is kind of bad. Now, I will admit this, Jade Cargill has definitely gotten better in the ring, most definitely, and she can hold her own on the mic. Like, there's no denying that. So I have seen improvement with Jade, but her as a champion, she is the first champion, and she is the only TBS champion that AEW has had. And I feel like I've said before, like, this is well overdue. Like, I want to see a new champion, and I'm wondering if this whole thing of Nyla Rose hijacking this TBS belt is a way for Toni to test the waters and see how people will react to Nyla being champion. Now, I might sound like a crazy woman, but it kind of makes sense to me if this is a way that he's kind of testing to see how people will perceive Nyla Rose as the TBS champion or champion in general. Will they be more receptive to her? Like, what? So if that's where he's going, that is pretty clever. But if not, then this seems like a waste of time if this is only for Jade to have a match with Nyla for Nyla to lose. Like, I don't get it. Now, if Nyla wins, it's a whole nother story, but if not, then I'm just like, what's the point? So I'm wondering where this is going to go. Yo, this whole AEW World Championship match between champion Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page was so dope, leading up to Hangman Adam Page getting injured from that crazy clothesline that Moxley did to him. Like, even before the whole injury, the whole concussion thing with Hangman Adam Page, like that backflip that Page did off that like really, really tall ledge. I don't even know what to call it, but he did that backflip off of that. And oh my gosh, I remember Jon Moxley had Hangman Adam Page in this figure 4 lock, and they were both like cussing at each other and talking smack to each other. Like, those are like highlights for me of this match. Like, it was crazy. And I give kudos to Page because he was definitely holding his own in the match. Like, we know Moxley to be ruthless, crazy, bloody matches. That clothesline that Jon Moxley did to Page was super nasty. Now we see that there's going to be some unfinished business that's going to have to be taken care of once Hangman Adam Page is healthy again, has fully recovered. This is how pro wrestling is. Sometimes people get hurt. Like, this is just a part of the job. During Jon Moxley's promo before William Regal and MJF came out, he was calling out MJF for everything that he was saying to William Regal earlier in that back and forth promo. So everything was fueling MJF to say what he had to say when he came out. And I really do see that William Regal is in this man's head. So now we know that MJF is officially going to be cashing in his chip at Full Gear. So that's going to be our main event for Full Gear. So the AEW World Championship match. So November 19th is going to be a dope pay-per-view. Guys, let me know what you thought about Dynamite, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off, guys. Bye.